The area of a rectangular photograph is 84 square feet. If the length of the rectangle is 2 less than twice the width, what is the length? So I want to first look at the length of the rectangle is 2 less than twice the width. So the width is the width. Maybe we'll just label the width with a W, right? But for the length right here, this distance right there, this length is 2 less than, so it's 2 smaller than something, twice the width. Okay, so we don't need actually this extra variable, but one side of the rectangle can be labeled 2w minus 2, and then the perpendicular side could be labeled w. So there's what's circled here, 2w minus 2 is a representation of the length, and w is a representation of the width. The area means we need to multiply those two things together, so we can take w, multiply that by 2w minus 2, and those two things multiplied together is supposed to be 84. Now, let's see. I do want to subtract 84 on both sides, and I could do that first, but I'll wait to do that until first I get terms on the left side. Right now I have w times some stuff, so if I first multiply, distribute w, then I will have terms on the left side. So 2w squared minus 2w is equal to 84. Now that there's terms on the left side, right, separated by this minus sign, we can subtract 84 on both sides. 2w squared minus 2w minus 84 equals 0. We have this fortunate circumstance where everything here, each of the three terms, is even, right, or has a factor of 2. So we could factor out that 2, and it'll just make it easier to stare at what's here in the middle. Yeah, this way, right? So the 2 is the 2, and we can leave this out of what we think about next. Just copy down that 2. Let's actually already copy the right side, which is 0, and copy the equal sign already. But now we can focus on what's in parentheses and factor w squared minus w minus 42 with two sets of parentheses. We're in the lucky situation where there's just this hidden 1 in front of the w squared. I'm not looking at the 2. That's already been copied. So because we got lucky with it just w squared, so a w there and a w there. Two numbers that multiply to 42 with opposite signs, 6 and a 7, right? One of these will need a minus, one will need a plus, and paying attention to this minus w for having collected like terms, I think the minus is there and the plus is there. Great, we've got this equation with a 0 on one side and a product. There's here, let me underline the three factors. So each of those factors can get set equal to 0. So 2 equals 0. The next factor, w plus 6 equals 0. The next factor, w minus 7 is equal to 0. 2 equals 0, there's no solution. It does not matter what value of w you pick, 2 will not equal to 0. So there's just no info there. Subtract 6 on both sides, w is equal to negative 6. Add 7 to both sides, w is equal to 7. Now this number, while this makes mathematical sense, it just doesn't work for the problem because w represents the width of the rectangle, so we're just going to get rid of that solution. W equals 7 is the practical solution to this problem. The question though was, what is the length? So what we'll do is the length was represented by this here, right? The length is 2w minus 2. So we'll just now plug in this value of w right there that we found and get 14 minus 2. The length here is 12.